YouTube channel where I come with the latest updates on games, comics, movies, well, pretty much comic movies, and everything that has to be all nerdy because I'm just a big nerd and I like reading about it, and that's pretty much what I like to do because, you know, I like to do it, right? But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, this is just a rumor, okay? Take it with a salt, if you might, with a little bit of salt. Not too much salt, just a little bit of salt. You know, just like sprinkle it there a little bit. But I'm getting out of hand. But this blew my mind. This is a rumor, okay? This is just a rumor. I would like this to be true. This would be so fabulous. So everybody knows. Well, if you guys know what's going on with the MCU, they're starting off with WandaVision. WandaVision is gonna populate the universe with the multiverse, and it's gonna lead into Doctor Strange, Madness in the Multiverse, or Multiverse of Madness. And then in the middle is stuck with Spider-Man. That's going to be stuck in the middle, and everybody heard the rumors that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield has been talked about to come back as the original Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man and everything of that sort. And also Jamie Foxx, they confirmed that he's coming back as Electro, but he's not going to be blue, right? That's always good because Jamie Foxx is such a great actor, and I would love to see what they're gonna bring into Electro. With that said, supposedly Spider-Man 3 is gonna be Spider-Man or the Spider-Verse kind of movie, like they did with the Miles Morales Into the Spider-Verse. Bringing that said, that's Sony's movie. It could be intertwined, and because they already mentioned how the multiverse kind of works in the Spider-Man into the multiverse, that if anything happens to the Spider-Man, or Sony and Marvel decide to split and not go forward, they will still have that multiverse, and that could use those characters for future films. Did I talk too much? Like, I felt like I needed to breathe for a second. Alright. So, rumors. Hey, looks like Miles Morales is headed into the MCU. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, it looks a big rumor that Miles Morales, Spider-Man, maybe, possibility, little short possibility that could become that Miles Morales is headed into the MCU. It kind of makes sense. Get out of here. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been hearing some pretty interesting things come to light about Spider-Man 3 prior to the start of filming. We learned that Jamie Foxx will return as Electro, and Benedict Cumberbatch will be appearing as Doctor Strange in the Spider-Man 3 movie. There are also a lot of other crazy rumors flying around out there, but today is one that is really cool if it turns out to be true. I have a sort. Oh, and by the way, this is coming out from MCU Cosmic. If you want to know all about the latest, so we already know that Jamie Foxx will be coming back as Electro. And let's see, it says, I have a source of who reliable told me some things on the DC side of the fence. Most recently about the Peacemaker series back in July, and they told me in the past week that Sony and Marvel have already found their live action Miles Morales. You telling me they already found the actor to play Miles Morales? I have no idea who it could be, or even if it was the Spider-Man 3. But it kind of makes sense, right? It says, we know Miles exists in the MCU, and in the MCU, as you guys seen when he his uncle, though, the guy that he webbed in the car, he said, my nephew, he likes whatever. He's a big fan of you. He appeared in Homecoming. Donald Glover played Aaron Davis. I'll read you guys that if you guys remember. We know Miles exists in the MCU, In Spider-Man Homecoming, Donald Glover played Aaron Davis and mentioned his nephew to Spider-Man. There's even a deleted scene where he calls Miles on the phone. As Spider-Man Homecoming is long before the bleep, it's always possible that Miles wasn't dusted and he grew up in those 5 years to be closer to Peter's age by the time Spider-Man 3. That makes sense. And you never even thought about it, right? Because the bleep, you never even thought about that. Like the bleep, it was 5 years. So if he was like 10 years old when it happened, then 5 years later he'll be the same age as Peter Parker. He'll be like 15, 16 if he was around that age. That made me think about that. That blew up my mind. The timing is also perfect. Miles has already had a hugely successful animated film, but now he is the star of Sony's flagship PlayStation 5 launch title in Spider-Man Miles Morales. And I can't wait for that game to come out. The time is right for Miles to make his live-action debut, and with him being referenced in Homecoming, showing up in the third movie does make a lot of sense. That's why I'm really crossing my fingers that this rumor ends up true. Well, one of the other rumors, or one of the other things that they were saying, was that Tom Holland signed up for 5 films. That's going to lead into him going to college and stuff. So at one point or another, if something happens to Tom Holland, they could continue the Spider-Man legacy with Miles Morales going into the future. That kind of makes sense, because if something happens to the MCU and Sony splitting up, they could still have that Spider-Verse universe coming into play in the Sony universe, or Sony Spider-Verse, right? And that kind of makes sense, since now we have Spider-Verse, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2 that's coming out, that's also in the works with Sony. That would be great to see Miles Morales, especially for bringing something relatable to a lot of the younger fans that love Miles Morales, and bringing Miles Morales into the new era. You know, you already have Spider-Man, Miles Morales in a game, and he's pretty much, everybody loves Miles Morales, and his powers are absolutely incredible. So I can't wait to see if they are gonna go ahead and do that. That'll be totally amazing. If this is true, what did you guys think? Would you guys be excited to see a Miles Morales live action movie coming into the MCU? Let me know down below if you guys will be, and if you guys have any actors that you would like to see Miles Morales play, put them down below. Remember, it has to be somebody that could distinguish into a 15 to 16-year-old character. So let me know if you guys got any actors that you think will be a good fit into the MCU as Miles Morales. Put them down below. Let me know, and I'll make a video about it. Other than that, guys, what did you guys think about the movie, or the rumors about Miles Morales coming into the MCU? Would you guys be excited to see that, to see what's going to happen in the Spider-Man 3 universe? It doesn't even matter. It doesn't have to team up. But remember, guys, he doesn't have to team up with Spider-Man, or he doesn't have to take the movie. It would just be a quick cameo at the end, in the middle, or the beginning of the movie, that could actually work to just introduce Miles Morales into our universe, into the MCU. It doesn't have to be that he's taking over Spider-Man or whatever. It just have to be the quick little boop, plug in, and there we have Miles Morales. We already know he's in the MCU. Let's see what happens after that. With everything that's going on, and now that everybody know who Spider-Man is, Peter Parker, because of Mysterio, let's see what they're gonna bring into the next Spider-Man 3. Who's excited for the next Spider-Man movie? Let me know down below. If you are excited, you know what to do. You press that like, and if you like my content, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, like boop, press it. And until next time, guys, like always, peace. Oh, and make sure you guys follow me on my Twitch on the Friday, Saturday, Sundays. I'll be streaming live at twitch.tv/forward Mix. Peace out.